right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with another e-bike video. That last one I put up, my first one, did super well, so I've been trying to get the videos out, but I think you guys want more e-bike stuff, so more e-bike stuff is coming this summer. And from one of the comments was, you know, I should do a wheelie tutorial. I'm not the best at wheelies, but as you can see, I've gotten even better from my last video. So I think I'm a little bit qualified, but I'm going to show you some of the basics of just sit-down wheelies, how to pop it up, you know, safety gear, what to keep in mind, how many falls it took for me to, you know, really learn the rear brake. It took 2 falls. I'm going to show you this on this video today. We're on the XXX again. This is, of course, my only e-bike right now. And I love this thing. Honestly, it's the perfect size. You know, I gave it a pretty damn good review on my last video, and you know, I'm just loving this thing more and more and more. Part of me wants a bigger one, but part of me is like, this thing is so perfect the way it is. It doesn't need more power. It doesn't need to be bigger. You know, it could have, you know, better suspension and better brakes, but for the speeds I'm going, you know, this thing is perfect. I absolutely love this thing. And yeah, we're about to do some more wheelies today. I'll give you a quick walk around, and I'll show you, you know, what you need to know how to do wheelies. I do them on the motorcycles occasionally, but nowhere near the level I'm doing them on the e-bike. But of course, you know, the e-bike, you're going a lot slower. If you fall on the e-bike, you know, it isn't, you know, thousands of dollars to fix, you know, all that stuff. So I definitely recommend, if you're trying to learn how to wheelie and you got a motorcycle, why not grab one of these e-bikes, learn it on here where it's cheaper, less risk, easier in certain cases. And of course you're thinking, well, hey, Mr.NeverSlowDown, you know, this has a handbrake. You know, the rear brake is right here on my left hand, and all motorcycles except, you know, like the Stark Varg and other electric bikes, you know, yes, they have the rear brake here, but the rear brake is going to be right here on your right foot. One thing that I saw that they recently came out for this bike, I might actually get it, is a foot brake for it. It adds basically an extra brake caliper to the rear. I'm sure it's like a, you know, $200-300 ish, you know, for the full kit. But it's gonna teach you how to do wheelies on the motorcycle, which, you know, if you fall on the motorcycle, it's gonna be thousands. So what do you want to spend? A few hundred, learn it on the e-bike, or, you know, accidentally eat it on the motorcycle and, you know, have thousands of dollars, you know, bill to repair. So here, I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna use my little turn signal I got on Amazon. You can hear that little beep beep beep. That's the turn signal. Turn it off. All right, we'll give you a quick walk around here. Yeah, we're in Cherry Creek again, but I'll show you guys a little quick walk around. I didn't do the best walk around last time. So here is the Talaria, same as before. The only things I have upgraded on it are the little higher bars I have right here, and the Lunicycle foot pegs. As you can see, they've taken a beating, because this is the last time I fell on this side. So they took that impact damn well, that's for sure. Nothing else on the bike is damaged. The forks are good. You know, I replaced the seat and this little plastic little cowling on the back. This thing is it's only 20 bucks. The entire seat is like 50. So, you know, that was the only thing I really damaged that I needed to replace when I fell, when I looped it twice. It looks brand new now. So yeah, another reason why this is a great bike to learn how to wheelie on. It's cheap, it's easy. You know, the only thing that happens is the bars get twisted, but all you do is loosen up this bolt, loosen up this bolt, you know, turn it back to center, tighten it all up, and bam, you're ready to go. So the first thing you want to keep in mind for wheeling is this is your lifeline. If you go too far back, you give it too much throttle, you know, you hit a little bump and, you know, it goes a little bit too far back, you tap this. So this is going to take you a little while to learn. One of the ways that I learned to use it was doing wheelies with my feet down and just dragging my feet. I'm not gonna drag too much on these nice shoes, but you basically like pull it up here, feel that brake, and then you try to sit on it and try to you know, throttle, hit the brake, throttle, hit the brake, throttle, hit the brake. And honestly, just do that. Practice every day, you know, try to do like an hour or so till your hands get tired, and try not to progress too quickly. That's the main thing. You don't want to progress too quickly. You don't want to get too cocky and then eat it, right? You want to progress slowly. You want to learn the basics, you know, get the feel for the bike. Another thing is, of course, you know, as soon as you get this bike, you want to get a feel of the bike first, see how the throttle is, see how strong the brakes are, how long it takes to, you know, lock up the brakes, and adjust things. One thing before you even start doing that, you can actually see this lever is a little bit lower, this one's a little bit higher. The way you want to set up your levers is you want to sit on the bike, you want to see the line of your forearm, and you want it to line up with the brake. So this one is a little bit higher. I would say this one is like perfect. So this one I gotta lower it a tiny bit. But yeah, adjust your levers, and then yeah, just start doing wheelies. At first, you know, the slow wheelies you're gonna be doing are you know, they're gonna want to go sideways on you. The slower you go, the easier it is for the bike to go left, right, and you know, that happens to me occasionally. I still don't have it perfect, but what you gotta try to remember is when you do the pull, when you pull up on the handlebars, you got to pull up evenly. If you pull up too much on one side, it's going to go immediately to the left or right. So, you know, try to pull up evenly. And then you can also use your steering to help you. So, you know, you can see every time I go too far back, I hit this rear brake. So that's what you want to try to get down immediately. Because if you're doing wheelies and you're chasing them, you're going faster and faster, and you don't have rear brake control, you do not want to eat it on a wheelie going 30 miles an hour simply because you don't know how to use the rear brake. So start out small. You know, be going at like 5 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour, I think is a good speed. And then you know, you can pull it up and try not to eat it. So basically, I'm going to show you the technique right now that I use. This one is, you know, something that I kind of came up with. You know, on a motorcycle, typically you have the clutch here, and the safest way to do a wheelie is a clutch up. So you like, you know, you hold the clutch, and then you give it gas, and you know, the engine is spinning. You let out the clutch, and then bam, all that power goes to the rear wheel. It doesn't work like that, of course, on this, because this isn't a clutch, this is the rear brake. But what it does is, when I hit this rear brake, it of course slows it down, but it also puts the weight forward. Puts the weight forwards, puts some, you know, some load on the front forks. And, you know, of course, when you load the forks, the forks want to go up. So it's like a teeter-totter. You know, you give it gas, you hit the brakes, and then up. So it makes it a lot easier to bring it up. There's other tricks like bouncing it like this. I don't really have that one down yet, but you go like this, you sit on the seat, it compresses it, same thing, and then you pull back. So let me try to do the one where you like jump up and then, yeah. You got to be careful because, you know, sometimes it's going to come up really quick, and if you don't know the rear brake, you're just going to immediately loop. So start out small. If I were you, just getting the feel of the power first. So maybe just do like little power wheelies, get the feel of the throttle. You know, this is very different than a motorcycle since this is immediate and it's very consistent, of course, unless, you know, your battery's a little bit low, it's going to be a little bit less powerful. And you can even try this in eco mode. Right now I'm in sport mode. I'm just, you know, that's what I'm used to. I want to keep it that way. But you know, if you want to start a little bit smaller, you know, try it in eco mode on your e-bike, and then progress from there. But yeah, you want to progress consistently, but not too quickly is the trick. Not too quickly. All right, let's do a little wheelie here. So I'm gonna give it gas, hit the rear brake, and then gas again. And you know, if you bring it up to balance point like that, it's going to be a lot easier to hold it. If you're not at balance point, you're going to be chasing the wheelie. You're going to keep needing to give it more and more gas. So, you know, you don't want to progress too quickly, but once you start getting to balance point, you're not going to have to keep increasing your speed. So you're going to be decreasing the risk big time, because you don't want to just keep going faster and faster and faster before you know how to use the rear brake. So that's what I recommend. Starting out small, learn how to use the rear brake as quickly as possible. Hopefully have as few loops, because it's going to take a few loops for you. Luckily for me, it only took 2. My first fall, you know, it wasn't too bad. Got a little bit scratched up, you know, right above my ass. And then the last one, I was actually wearing these shoes, and my right foot just folded under me, and I nearly like tore an ACL. So you got to be careful with that. I bought like these crazy knee pads that have like dual hinge. They're branded. The brand is Liat. And you know, if you want to, you know, gear up, absolutely do it. At minimum, I would say wear a helmet, wear some gloves. This glove is a little bit scratched, you know, like right here is a little bit, it took that impact, so it definitely helped. But yeah, wear some gear, start out small, and have fun, because these things are so much fun, so easy to ride. You know, it's a blast. It's a blast. See, gas, gas, gas. When I go too far back, little rear brake, go rear brake. And also on this bike, there's regen levels. I think all the e-bikes have the regens. So this one has 3 different levels, where 1 is the least, 2 is a little bit, and 3 is like a ton of regen. And I recommend in the middle setting for the Talaria XXX. Gives you a little bit of regen, so when you're fully off the throttle, it's gonna drag the rear tire a little bit, basically. So it'll help you bring you down, but you still need to know the rear brake, because sometimes that regen is not going to be enough. Not going to be enough at all. One other tip too is you want to be balanced, not just pulling it up balanced, but in terms of, you know, are you wearing a backpack? Are you wearing something that's, you know, that's on your body, that's, you know, pushing, you know, a little bit, you know, weight to the left or right? You want to be really careful with that, especially if you have a heavy backpack. You know, let's say you're at balance point, you got the heavy backpack, and you know how much it takes to bring you down when you're at balance point, right? But not when you have a backpack. So you need to adjust and stay focused, because, you know, those little things like that, you know, my last fall, I was wearing a really heavy backpack. It was like 40-50 pounds, and you know, there was some guy looking at me, and I was like, I'm gonna pull a wheelie for him. So I did that. I went full balance point, and I felt, you know, I was like falling back, so I went for the rear brake, and I did not grab it hard enough, and I looped, and it sucked. So once you have a few of those, you'll be like, I gotta grab that rear brake hard. You know, if you have anything, you know, screwing up your balance or anything like that. So that's pretty much it, folks. Appreciate you guys watching the video. If you guys want more videos like this, especially about the e-bike, drop those comments, hit the like button, hit subscribe. Once I get to 1,000, I think I can get monetized on YouTube here, so I'll be doing even more videos. So the quicker I get to 1,000, the more e-bike videos you guys are gonna get. So go rip that subscribe button, and Mr. Never Slow Down out. Let's go, boys. Haha.